Hi, and welcome to week 3. I hope that week 2 was good for you and that you're starting to be able to integrate some of the concepts about how businesses can take care of the environment and people at the same time, and that actually can create a synergy where it's good for the businesses, it's good for the people, it's good for the shareholders, it's good for the stakeholders. So this week we're going to cover emerging markets, which I'll talk about in a minute. We're going to, in the environmental side, we're going to look at factors that are conducive to soil degradation. So what is causing the soils to degrade to the point where they're not arable, where they're not useful. Desertification is another one that we're going to look at. And in the embedded sustainability business side, we're going to look at value creation. Strategies that will enable you to look at adding environmental and social platforms to your business can actually create value and new opportunities for your business to grow and to save money while being responsible socially at the same time. Let me say a bit about emerging markets. And emerging market is an area where in the world, it's not considered a first world country. India is a large one. You have a large group of people who right now their needs aren't being met as far as products. Their needs aren't being met as far as social areas, and they're not being met environmentally. And if we look at India, China, and other countries, there are about 4 billion people who live in these areas and are called emerging markets. They're half the world's population right now is not being taken care of. So businesses have an opportunity to find out what these people need and how to take care of them. But it's also a huge opportunity because one of the examples in your book is in India, refrigerators are not something that are very common in the middle or lower class. They're very expensive, so they can't afford them. And it turns out that when they did a survey, most of the people in India who would use them but don't, they go to the market every single day. So they don't need long-term refrigeration. After taking the business and going and seeing what the people really needed, they actually developed a small refrigerator that cost an eighth of what a large one would cost. It is only large enough to hold food for 2 days, but it fits what they need. When they were developing it, they looked at how can we make this without chemicals? How can we make this without refrigerants? And they developed a way to use an electricity source that would keep it cold without requiring extensive electricity input. So they cut down on how much electricity the people in India who were buying these would need to use, which is a cost savings, and it makes people want to buy it more, but it also fits the needs of what they need for their refrigeration. So in the emerging markets, there are a lot of things that need to be taken care of environmentally or socially, but it's also an opportunity for businesses to expand and make money, since that's what they're there for. So this week, some of our assignments, one is going to be about Burkina Faso, the country in Africa, and how the soil is being eroded to such a point that it's not productive. And because of droughts, it's actually turning into a desert. So the people who live there are having a hard time. Well, then there are companies who come in and they want to grow sugarcane on their land. So the people have an opportunity or a choice to either lease the land to the sugarcane producers, and then they can get money and they can go buy their food supplies, or you have others who have been living on the land for hundreds of years, and that's how they feed their family. This could be a clash where businesses come in and can affect people's livelihoods. Some of the companies that come in offer to build roads, they offer to build hospitals, they offer to build schools. So they're looking, it can be a double-edged sword. Do you give your land or sell your land or lease your land to a large company and then get the benefits, monetary and social, or do you produce the food that you've had on the land that you've had, and is that how you feed your family? So I think that that's an assignment that we're doing this week that will bring the business world and the cultural world environmentally and socially together, and we can look at some ways that they can benefit each other, and we're going to see some ways where it's not mutually beneficial. So I hope that you have a really good week, and thanks for listening.